I thought I'd do a quick video about the different feeds that we make. I know I've never mentioned it before. I know everybody knows I grow ear corn for the purpose of making feed, but I never really talked about what feeds that I actually build. I grind feed for two reasons. One is economic, and two, I have found I can't really buy the feeds I can make. So what we're using here, there's three basic loads, or three basic batches. There's this wagon here. This goes to the milk cows. I didn't do anything for the milk cows grinding wise till January of 18. The problem was when the dairy industry went sideways. You know, when I buy a feed, I buy a complete feed, 18 tons at a time, which around here is pretty common. Most everybody always bought a bulk feed. Well, when they come up and put their auger in my tank, it's $5,000. Now, I can't have them come twice a month. But there was months that I'd need more than a pass. So I started building this companion feed to go with their feed. And a ton of what I'm making is replacing about 2 tons of what I would have to buy, because it's in bulk and it also has more fiber. Now, I use a lot of oats. I buy my oats. I don't grow them. I could grow them. I don't have a way to store oats. I don't have any bins or anything. But anyway, let's get on with the program here. This batch for the cows, and you can look at this. This is fairly well. Ooh, get the light. You can see something. What most of my feed will look like. That's crushed ear corn, crushed oats, and I crush my oats on a corn screen so that a few will go through whole. I like a few whole oats in there. That little burr will scratch that psyllium and the rumen. Gives you a lot better stomach activity. But anyway, milk cow load. We put in 400 pounds of cottonseed meal, 1 bag of Vitaferm Concept Aid mineral. We put in about, that's a 3,000 pound batch. We'll put in about 1,000 pounds of oats crushed. Top it off with ear corn. I've never had this analyzed. They eat it good, like it, do well on it. Now the dry cow heifer load, that's for yearling cattle or up toward yearling cattle, and then dry cows. The same basics, except I just put some oats in because the weather's been so bad on their load twice. That load is normally 400 pounds of cottonseed meal and ear corn and a Concept Aid mineral. Oats are 4% fat, 10% protein, 4% fat. It's an easy way to get some extra fat when the weather's been like it's been this year. But now the cows, of course, the cows get the oats all the time. Now the other load is the calf batch. Calf batch, when I say calf batch, that does weaned baby calves up to 6 weights. So the base of that is we put in 500 pounds. Look at this where you can see it. 500 pounds of this premix. It's got Bovatec in it. It's medicated. 36% protein. I keep saying 34. 36% protein, 1% fat, 6% fiber. And you can see some of the rations here. I'll try to get this to focus a little better. My feed comes out at about 14% protein. I had it ran years ago. 14 and some change. 3 3/4% fat. The fiber was up over 10. I always used to call this. We used to call this years ago putting them on race gas. Little old calves will run on this stuff, especially when the weather's good. But we'll put in 500 pounds of this, 300 pounds of cottonseed meal, 1 bag of Rumensin mineral, 1 bag Automycin 700 crumbles, and we'll add about, right now I'm adding about 800 pounds of crushed oats and topping it off with ear corn. And that was the batch years ago I had analyzed. Was that I was calling race gas. Sometimes in the summertime we'll usually take the oats back out when they're on pasture. But I've been making that batch for eons. That's actually, that's the oldest one we've ever done, and it just works super good. And cottonseed meal, why do I use cottonseed meal, not soybean meal? I guess maybe cottonseed meal is kind of regional. I don't know. Maybe it is. There's cottonseed meal sure a lot easier to get in my part of the world, I'm sure. Bean meal that I buy in the bag, I'm disappointed in. It's 48% protein. It's a 0.5% fat. 0.5%. They're squeezing that bean. The last I opened up, dust come out. So if you buy cottonseed, you get, it's only 40% protein, but it's a whole percent of fat, but you get 15% fiber. When you're going through winter and you're a little short on feed, on hay rather, fat and fiber will get you through winter. You feed fiber, you push the cattle away from the hay feeders. You feed protein, you push the cattle to the hay feeders. Because the more protein you feed, the more they're trying to buffer the protein with forage. So if you're tight on hay, you can feed the fiber, you can push them away from the hay feeders. It keeps them fuller. And the fat, well, that will keep them fuller. But that's a little bit about what we blend. Like I say, we do 3 batches. I know I've always said, well, we pick ear corn and make feed out of, but I never mentioned, never mentioned what feed we feed. But I've been pretty happy with these mixes over the years. They've done what, I guess if I got out of the dadgum shadow, y'all might see something. Wouldn't that be interesting? But anyway, yep, there's a little piece of shuck right there. You can see it on the top. Piece of corn shuck, but they sure eat it good. Anyhow, I've took enough of your time. Thank y'all for watching, and we will catch you later.